All right, so this is the second day of rally. This is day 2 of a Ruby Reef Rally Pro, and the water's still cloudy. Now I can tell you that if you've seen those videos of when you dose the AB Plus, Red Sea AB Plus, and how the water turns green, that's exactly what happens here. The water turns green, but it stays green for a long time. I wouldn't say that at least about 3 to 4 hours it stayed green. And then now it's just cloudy. I have seen negative effects now on my corals. For example, let's see if I can zoom in on that guy. If you pay attention to some of these, you can still see. I mean, then again, I've only done 1 dose of Kick Ick, so I'm not expecting miracles in a few days, right? But I mean, there is still ick. Here's a kicker though, and I had to actually give some thought to this. But let me show you this coral that's already starting to RTN right in the middle, and then this one that normally had all its polyps out all the time does not. So I'm keeping a close eye. But now let me tell you what I think it's kind of iffy in that I think Kick Ick Pro, the Ruby Reef family, needs to address, I would say. But if you, so it says this is a 2-week treatment. You start off with day 1, so many millimeters per so many gallons, and on day 4 you do another dose, and on day 7, and on day whatever I mentioned earlier in the video, right? But then, you know, and so initially they're saying that in most cases those 2 weeks will be enough. But think about this. Then at the end of that, it says treatment should continue for 2 weeks from the moment you see the last spot. So here's the thing. These fish, as you can see on some of them, if you pay close attention, for like for example my poor skinny Achilles Tang, which I don't understand why he's skinny when he eats, but you'll see some dots on him, and you'll see some dots on some other ones too. And so those dots have to go through their cycle. Oh, I saw one scratch right there. That's actually the first scratch I've seen. And the yellow eye Kole Tang is not looking great. As I'm recording this video, he actually looks, after I started dosing this, is when I started to see his colors are really pale. And so I can tell you that before I started this dose, they weren't like this. And see, that was my fear, is that the UV sterilizer, and I know that I keep jumping forth on subjects here, and I don't stick to one thing that I was about to say. My apologies for that. But that was one of my fears, just turning off the UV sterilizer. Would it make the situation worse, because now you don't have the ick management part of this. If Kick Ick Pro is not working like it's supposed to, like they claim it will, then that means ick is able to multiply, and there's nothing to stop it, because in this case what was supposed to be stopping it is not on because of this treatment, right? So that's one of my fears. But anyways, so it says the treatment, that the directions that initially gives you is it's a 13-day treatment, but then it says do not stop treatment until 2 weeks after you see the last spot on a fish. So anytime that you're going into this treatment, you're doing it because you saw spots on the fish, right? You saw ick on the fish. You saw something on the fish. To me, it's a little bit deceiving, because you're thinking that you only have to dose this for 2 weeks, but the reality is that you have to dose this for a little bit longer, depending on when's the last time you saw dots on the fish. Look, they're scratching right there. Oh my God. This really stresses me out. I'm trying not to panic. I'm trying to make this video to show y'all if Kick Ick works. My initial thought was going to be to fish all these fish out. Depending on if this situation worsens or not, if it doesn't get better in that 2-week period at least, I am not going to go to the 3rd week. I am not going to go to continue with Ruby Reef. If the situation looks better, where they're not scratching as much, you don't see as many dots on their body, then maybe I'll continue through the 3rd and 4th week, or however they say, you know, after the last spot is spotted. But if, for example, the yellow eye Kole Tang does not look that great, in my experience, when they get this pale color, they're at a point where they may end up passing away soon after. Look, I mean, even his swimming is not straight. It's just obvious. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but you just can tell from a healthy fish to a not healthy one. And I know what y'all are thinking. These yellow eye Kole Tangs now go for about $400, so I'm about to lose a $400 fish, which I'm not happy with. I'm probably gonna kick myself in the ass and probably gonna think that I should have spent my money elsewhere and fished all these fish out, put them in quarantine with real medication, and gone from there. I don't know. Just seeing that they actually don't look any better, they're looking worse. Especially with the yellow eye Kole Tang that looks very pale, and he did not look like that prior to me starting this treatment and turning off the UV sterilizer. So anyways, guys, this is I've only dosed 1 dose of Kikik. Tomorrow will actually be the day that I dose a 2nd dose. And tomorrow is the last day of Rally, but I think I'm not gonna dose any more Rally because I think it really, that's what's, you know, when I did the Kikik Pro, the corals did not look as bad as they're looking right now. It all started after the Rally. I mean, you're double medicating this with 2 different medications. So I will keep y'all posted on what I decide. Hopefully I can see this all the way through and see how they do. I'm gonna go ahead and feed them here shortly, and we'll go from there, guys. All right. I'll catch you on another day. So I fed the tank right now. Luckily, at least the yellow eye Kole is going after some food, which makes me feel better. As you can see, most of them are. Even the the Achilles is. So I'm not sure. I mean, what he doesn't eat is flakes or pellets. He'll eat frozen, and he'll eat algae sheets, which I put every day. Everyone else does eat all of it. Everyone else will eat pellets, will eat flakes, and will eat sheets and frozen foods. So I try to vary it. I will feed 1 day frozen, I'll feed another day pellets, and I'll feed another day flakes. And then the algae sheets I was feeding every other day, but because of the Achilles being skinny, I've done it. I've fed him a whole sheet of algae that I put in there every day, and he pecks at it a lot. So we'll see. I'm hoping this is all over. I mean, I thought I was working very hard to prevent this, and well, here I am now.